And we're back on 94.7 FM, and we're talking about domestic violence from the male perspective. When we left, Kevin, you were going to talk a little bit about being the victim
Yes.
from a male perspective. Let's talk a little bit about that.
And I just want to piggyback on what Greg said. You know,
Okay.
dealing with a woman is very dominant, and you know, and what always, and that's what that person have seen in like dominating women and their families, and it was more verbal than anything. But like Greg, once you start putting your hands on me, that's when I got the role because I was raised. I got a sister, and it's funny we were arguing, but my daddy had always told me you don't put your hands on a woman. So and that belief is what I was believing,
Ingrained.
and it was just in me. So when it got to that point in the relationship that a lot of cussing and stuff, and I'm the type of guy I'm laid back. It takes a lot to really rock me, but once you rock me, I'm like that cat. Once you corner that cat, you corner a cat, that cat will come out. So but I'm glad I had a composure where I was able, got out of that situation. But when it became physical, I knew right then and there, it's time for me to roll because, and then you can't call me too many names too many times. But and it becomes a point where hey, what do I need to do? And sometimes we as men we try to fix people, and you can't fix nothing that don't want to be fixed. And my mama always said a leopard never changes its spot.
Yeah.
So that's who, that's who that person is. That's So and I like I said, I got to the point that it was time for me to roll. I don't do violence, and I used to box and I played football. So and that's the only time that I was aggressive. But that's because you're boxing, you're trying to win this fight. You playing football, you're trying to win this game. So and like Greg was sharing, a dominant woman, and I know that's not the kind of woman that it's not good for me. And my they say a man can only play the man role, and the woman can only play the woman role. You can't be the man and the woman. You can't be the woman and the man.
Right. So we're going to talk about this at length a little later on in the show. But for you, was it hard for you to get out? I mean, was it pretty easy? You just decided, hey, I'm walking away, and you did?
I stayed for a minute, but like I said, I tried to be the fixer. And you have to realize that's who that person is. No matter what you say or do or try to, you talk about it, keep going back. Like I said, it's only so much I'm gonna take when you talk down to me. So I mean, and even I don't like people to holler at me.
Yeah.
That's where if we have a disagreement, you got to holler. We can always talk about it. So, but it was a lot of hollering, a lot of profanity and all that. So, and then when it became physical, I knew it was time for me to roll.
Did you find anything out about that person, about that person's past or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you come up in a household where women are dominant, and when I, and when I think about it, and then that's the type of household, and that the woman ran something. So and very dominant person, and a person that you can't tell anything to. So, and then I watched the people that person was around.
Okay.
So very, and then how they sit around and talk and stuff like that. It's one thing I tell women a lot of times: respect that man. You might not like him, but give him that respect, and that man gonna try. But the man should give that woman that respect.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was
it's a two-way street.
Yeah, it's a two-way street. But it was a situation where just a dominant household, and that the woman controlled everything. And see, like I said, my belief in the way I was raised, it wasn't like that. Never seen my dad argue with my mom. I never seen him put his hand. And he did tell me, he said, we had our disagreement. He said, but between me and your mama, we didn't allow you and your brother to see that. He said, but I'm not, my dad, I got the same, like my dad. I'm just late, yeah. And see, even my dad didn't even have a father in his household, but he had uncles around. But he had one uncle that Uncle Freddie used to say, a woman should get a whooping at least once a year, whether she did something or not. Now, so if my daddy would have took that same attitude that Uncle Freddie had toward my mama, so but he didn't believe in it. He had another uncle that showed him another way of how a man supposed to interact and talk with a woman, do a woman. But he said that when you treat a lady like a lady, and that's the way she deserved to be treated.
Now, can I piggyback off that
Absolutely.
with the abuser side
Absolutely.
of what Kevin is talking about? Now, Kevin was blessed that he had both his parents in his life, so he got a chance to get that relationship foundation of how things should go. Let me paint a picture of a young man, which is myself. My mom was hard working, always was at work, so that left me in an environment susceptible to seeing all kinds of things.
Okay.
I didn't have a father in my life. I never met my father. So when young men grow up, we're always looking for that role model, that guy to look up to. So with me, it was, I grew up on a pimp prostitute corner. So the pimp, the player, the hustler, I had all of these type men that had different attributes about themselves that was looked up to.
Yeah.
I pieced my daddy together
Wow.
through those guys
I hear you.
that I had in my environment. So I was a whoremonger. I was a hustler. I was a drug dealer. Did a little pimping.
Yeah.
All of those things, all of those guys who showed that positive attribute that folks looked up to, I took on the personification of those guys. So if I seen the pimp chase his prostitute down the sidewalk and drag her back up the field by her hair, nobody called the police. Everybody just watched and didn't get into business. If the next door neighbor's husband or boyfriend came home from hard working, and his thing when he came home, he started drinking, you could count on the clock on the dot when the fighting and arguing was gonna start. You could count on the clock when it stopped. It stopped when he was so drunk that he just fell asleep. But the very next day you saw the woman with a bandage on her arm, or she had a black eye or something like that, but you never saw them break up. So what am I to learn as a young man? This is just my story. What about other people? Because abusers, every last abuser has a different story and a different experience that causes them to be like they are. So when we teach, we have been doing this enough to know that you have to. Let me put it like this: when you're dating, I teach guys it's very important to find out just as much about her as she's trying to find out about you. Because if you just sit back and take the sex out of it, give yourself an opportunity to ask some questions. Get around some of the people that she around.
That's true.
And see how she react and act, and then you gonna see who this person is. You have to give yourself an opportunity to know who's for you and who's not for you. And that's a lot of times we're not doing. Most of the time, see you look nice, you're sexy, I want to get into bed with you. And once sex get in the way, everything else is clouded. Ain't no more trying to find out who she is because you got soul ties now sexual. So
So when we were off camera earlier, you talked about what you tell the women when they meet guys. I want you to kind of talk about that a little bit.
Well, when having those discussions with women who are victims, or just at conferences or whatever the subject may be, women have to understand that abusers record. They record everything that you're saying. So if you're saying, because naturally women want to get with somebody that they want to be open and honest with. They want want you to know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting to know a person, you don't know that this person might got a little abuse in his background.
Yeah.
So you're telling him all of the experiences that you done had with your past boyfriends and what they done did to you, not knowing that you might have a line in your midst. And when you're telling this guy that my last boyfriend did this to me and did that to me, and it took me 5 years to get out of that, then what you're doing is telling this guy that you got the propensity to put up with some more violence,
Yeah.
some more abuse.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I tell women that you have to be careful about sharing and indulging that information. It's not wrong for those things to come out, but try and get a better feel for this guy. Get into the background questions.
Yeah.
I tell guys, I tell women, this needs to be an upfront question. Have you ever been in an abusive relationship?
Yeah.
Have you ever abused? Have you ever had to call the police on a guy?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever gotten violent? Have you ever stabbed? Have you ever did any of these type of things? Because how would you know if a guy's an abuser or not if you don't just come on out and get this stuff out in the front?
Yeah.
We need to be more upfront about the people that we date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, you got a lot of Google and, you know, you can look up a person's background and all that. And that's good because it gives you some kind of insight of what a person has been through.
Yeah.
But you don't know if that person has changed,
Yeah.
if that person is the same. Because one thing about abusers can mask
A lot.
who they are.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about they are very good at it. You know, now
They in the pulpit.
They in the pulpit. No, you know, we might be joking about
Yeah,
this,
but that's true.
but this is Deacon Jones.
Yeah.
This is Pastor Harry.
Yeah.
This is Usher Boy Mark. This is all of those kinds of guys that stand up and upstanding pillars of the church. But when they go back home,
Yeah.
you know, and you see,
Yeah.
you see women that's in the church and they're involved in the church,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they start to bag up. You don't see them as often. When you see them, now they got on long sleeve stuff.
Yeah.
They ain't that vibrant person anymore. She used to wear high heels. She used to have class and pizzazz about herself. Now since she done got with this guy, now she's.
So take about I'm gonna say 60 seconds.
Okay.
And tell me, when I was talking to Gwen, she mentioned how women would try to hide, you know, the scars with makeup, and they become the best makeup artists and
Yeah.
all that. But then there are other things that may come out that kind of says to the people in their surroundings, this person could possibly be abused. Is it easy to recognize abuse with men? Is it typically easy to recognize that men are being abused?
No, it's not that easy because we're not geared toward showing our emotion
Yeah.
aside like that. Men we're just not geared because all of our lives we've heard that you have to be strong, you have to be this, and you have to be that, and showing a vulnerable side means that you're weak. So us showing any different when it comes to, I got a psycho chick next to me, dude, and I don't know how to get away from this chick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just not something that is just out in the open for us to show. You know, and unless we got somebody that we really cool with,
We'll discuss
that we'll discuss those things
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible for you to know that a guy's going through abuse.
Because we've always, like you said, we've always been taught to be, you know, that stems from, you know, you falling off your bicycle. You better not cry. You holding them tears up, you know. So I built that up. Somebody hit, you better go back and knock him out, you know. So that has built up. So, you know, we ain't gonna sit there, hey Greg, man, you know, she hit me. We're not gonna do that. You know, we'll sit there and go through some stuff like, yeah, I can handle it. Whereas, you know, with a woman, you know, she's got somebody she's can share with. Then, you know, you got to think about it. Men, we don't want to appear weak among our friends. We're not gonna sit in no barbershop and say, man, I'm getting whooped every Friday. We're not gonna do that.
Right.
That's just something, you know. Not gonna happen.